Okay, I think we're live.
Yes.
Uh, Baba Rossi talking ball cards here with Brian Roth, also known as B Roth 6, right?
Yes, sir. That's me.
Nice, man. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
If you,
This will be
if,
fun.
yeah, if you guys haven't followed along with some of these videos that Brian and myself have made recently, to catch you up to speed, we've both recently consigned with Greg Morris cards. And so Greg Morris Cards is a consignment service you can use. They'll sell your raw sports cards through eBay. And so we both made submissions. This was my third submission, and it was Brian's first sub. And so what we were going to do was take a look at my most recent submission and see how those sales went. We're going to have Brian on VCP and jump into some of the cards and take a look at how the values of what's sold compares to a graded equivalent. Brian, does that sound right? Is that what we wanted to do here?
Yeah, I mean, I think you set it up perfectly.
Okay, cool. Let me zoom in here so this is a little more visible. So does that look a little better since my screen is a little large on my end?
Yeah, gorgeous. Beautiful.
So these are my three consignments that I did. This is the most recent one that I did back in February. Just to walk through some quick stats at a high level before we drill into some individual cards. We could see that my total sales for 306 cards came out to $2,600 approximately, with a whopping $771 in fees. So that's quite a bit. That's approximately 25%, maybe a little more for cheaper cards, which resulted for me in a net of $1,840. And they broke it up into two payments to me, a payment one and a payment two. And my average dollars per card was $8.51. And if you just look at my other consignments here, you could see that that's about in line with what I've done in the past. As we pull up these details, one thing I'd like to mention is that this time around, I sent more than 300 cards, but they only accepted those 306. They sent back about 150 cards to me, and the odd part, Brian, was that about half of the 150 that they sent back to me were cards that I had purchased through Greg Morris at one time or another. So I don't know, man. What's up with that?
So you have another 150 cards that are being processed through them right now?
Those 150 cards are ones that were sent back.
What about the rest? Because didn't you send like 600 or so?
I think I sent in total about 490. So I guess my 600, unless there's another 100 sitting somewhere, because I kind of counted based off the thickness of the stacks. So I think it was more of a rough science than anything else. And they did send me back those 150 cards or so. And when they sent them back to me, they included some little notes. Let me see if I could find one of the notes. I have some of them still on my desk here. Said, "We don't think these hold enough value to list." So I do think they've kind of changed their rationale. And so just for those that don't know, I sent a bunch of 70s and 80s cards that they're mostly Hall of Fame or Hall of Fame rookie cards, and they're all in pretty good shape. But like I said, a lot of those 80s cards got rejected, even though they were. I give you an example: Ken Griffey Jr. Donruss rookies. Cards that were like, probably EX Mint or better. But yeah, they sent me back a handful of Griffey rookies. They sent me back some stuff still from the 60s. They sent me back a 1965 Topps Tug McGraw short print rookie. that was kind of a surprise to me. I sold a lot of the vintage cards that they already sent back, but anyways, so there's been a bit of a change.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting that they would even, like based upon what they say their parameters are, right? Like they say they want like an average dollar amount per card at a certain threshold, and then they want a certain threshold for like the entire consignment itself. Yeah. And so it's just ironic that like they would take the consignment and then kick back like half the cards or almost half the cards in the entire consignment to you.
Yeah. So I was a little disappointed with that. And yeah, I mean, that's fine, I suppose, but they definitely have changed a little bit. And I guess the takeaway is they'll take the higher end stuff really only.
And you didn't even mention how long it took them to get this going for you.
Oh yeah. So
that was a nightmare.
Yeah, this one took a really long time. They were backed up. So this one, let's see. Oh, well, you could see right here. So they received my consignment. I think they actually received it on the 1st of February. And then they started listing cards, I think, on the 8th. So let's see. Let me take a look and see which the cards that ended the longest ago, which would be the first ones that they listed. They do 10-day listings. And so if you go off that, the first cards that they listed for me weren't until March 13th. So there's like 5 or 6 weeks of dead time.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, that was a little frustrating.
Yeah, a very different experience than what I had. Because they, after they accepted my consignment, I got an email saying essentially, your card's going to be up within the next 40 business days. And I'm like, that's like 2 months. It's going to take you 2 months to like get all these cards up. I started kind of freaking out. And then maybe within 10 days of that email, cards for my consignment started popping up on my account and on eBay. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely sent in nicer stuff though. So I mean, I guess that makes sense. They probably prioritize based on value. So maybe I got kicked down the tree of the priority list, man. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, from what I'm seeing here, you put in some nice looking cards on the top here.
Yeah, there were some good ones. So I guess the first one that's probably worth you checking out on VCP would be probably this Rizzuto card. So I bought this card. I bought this card off, not the best image, but I bought it off of Facebook Marketplace, and the centering isn't fantastic, as you can tell. I mean, there's hardly any border here. And to me, I didn't think it had a chance at PSA because to me, it looks like it's a bit diamond cut.
Yeah.
This bottom edge and this top edge are kind of running diamond, angled in my opinion. And so I just thought that'd be a good example. They gave it a grade of EX to EX mint. This is a 55 tops card number 189 Rizzuto.
Okay. All right. So on VCP, if they're saying X to X mint, that is between a 5 and a 6. Yep. VCP average for a 5 is 120.
Okay.
For a PSA 5, and for a PSA 6, average is 151.
Okay.
So I think you did pretty damn well on
that one.
Considering
that one did good, especially if you look at that diamond cut, right? So I mean, that's surprising. That I would think that a graded 5 would still sell for more, but only $8 more on average. So I mean, that's not exactly the stunner that we saw on some of your super sharp ones, but yeah, that's pretty good. And just a quick look at the fees, it sold for 112 and my net was 83. So essentially 25% straight across.
Do you remember what you bought that card for?
Yeah, I bought that card for $45.
Okay, so
So
consider that if you bought the card for $45 and then you sent it to PSA and it got a 5, you're paying $50, 50 plus a little bit more probably for your shipping and for your whatever. And so then you're into the card for 45. Let's say around $90.
yeah,
And then you sold it essentially for the value of a PSA 5.
yeah, if they would have graded it, right?
Right.
So especially if I sold it on eBay, that would be another, that'd be what, 12% off the top of what I sell it for.
Yeah.
So I probably did better just taking my $40 here.
I'd agree.
Right? So I think that one worked out. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one, let's see.
That Ricky Henderson is shocking.
Yeah. This one was, I picked this up for $20 at the Long Beach Coin and Card Expo.
Wow.
So that's a West Coast show near me, Long Beach, California. And I didn't think that card would do that well. Like the way that PSA grades Rickies, I didn't think that this had a chance at a 6.
Wow.
And
so you think they overgraded the card?
I think Greg Moore was generous. Yeah.
Huh.
I think a 5 was possible, getting a 5. And one thing to notice that it kind of falls in line with some of your experience on your grades or your pricing, Brian, is that this is pretty well centered, I suppose. So yes. I think that helps, right?
I mean, the card looks great from this scan. Let's see. Sure. So it got 102.50. If I had that card, I'd be thrilled with that price. Because
for selling it, yeah.
Hell yeah. Because you essentially got the value of just below a PSA 7.
Oh wow. PSA 7, huh?
Yeah. PSA 7 average is 140. The average for a 6 is $81.
Okay.
So Greg Morris did you a huge solid with this card.
They really did. So yeah, this one that's pretty friendly. Yeah. I pulled this up because sometimes the eBay scan is actually a little sharper. So I don't know if that looks a little sharper. Like those corners don't look EX Mint to me. I mean, maybe they're close. But
let's see the back, because sometimes the wear shows better on the back.
Yeah, not so bad on the back. Relatively clean, I guess. Ooh.
There's something going on there, which is probably it's probably the reason for the grade.
Yeah, there's a little bit there, a little EX or a little almost looks like someone touched it with ballpoint. Looks like someone might have touched that up a bit. Yeah. Or it's some sort of gum residue, right? Anyways.
It's something.
Yeah.
I mean, just in my experience selling Ricky Henderson rookies,
yeah.
I don't think of all the Hendersons I've ever had, I've never graded a single one.
Really?
No, I had not graded a single one.
Wow.
I sell them in my Facebook group for like if they're presentable and nice, I sell them for like $50.
Sure. Yeah.
But like if I had an ex Henderson rookie and I asked $100 for it, I don't know if someone would buy that on Facebook.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, definitely not 100. Maybe if I put 75, like what you net,
sure,
maybe. But someone is paying 102.50 plus the shipping, plus the tax, whatever else you want to add on.
Whew.
That's an impressive sale.
Yeah, that's a good one. That one jumps out. This one I wanted to talk about as
I want to see that thing.
As a kind of, in my opinion, a blatant overgrade. So, 1970 tops is relatively condition sensitive because of the borders. I'm just going to pull up the eBay scan again because I think it's better.
Yeah, please.
Let's see here. Original listing. Take a look at this and you tell me what you think. Just for those listening or whatever, near mint is what they gave this. These corners to me didn't seem close to near mint at all. And one thing I think that'll surprise you. Doesn't look like it shows up on the scan at all. Right here, there is a small wrinkle that comes up on the front bottom of the card, slightly up into Cleon's first name there.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, I don't think near mint is even close to a possibility. Not saying that Greg Morris does this regularly, but I think this was a particularly generous one, and it shows. It shows in the sale price, right?
Yeah.
Can you pull this one up?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Let's see. So, wow.
1970 tops number 61.
So you pretty much got the value between a 6 and a 7.
Wow.
The 6 value average is $44, and the 7 value average is $107.
Okay.
So you got like just above a 6,
which is pretty wild, man. I think the card would probably be like VGEX in my opinion, but luckily our opinion doesn't really matter there.
You know what's funny is like you have to imagine like what purpose that card is serving for whoever bought it. Like, is it going into their set? Is it like, what are they a Clemente guy? Are they a Pete Rose guy? Are they a Mets guy with Cleon Jones? Like, what is it about this card that is so appealing that someone's going to pay over $50 for it? I don't know. But that's the Greg Morris magic right there.
It really is, man. And this is one that, when I first got back into, after I took a bit of a hiatus through college and got back into buying, these were examples that like 5 years ago I was scooping up for, a few bucks at shows or whatever, just because I don't know. I like cards that have multiple Hall of Famers, and they're usually a decent value. You could get them for cheaper, right? So this one, couldn't tell you what I paid on this. This has probably been sitting in one of my top loader boxes for the last 5 years.
And what's awesome is that like a lot of those multiplayer cards, a lot of them in nice condition are like secretly a little valuable.
For sure.
Like I've been pretty surprised, and I was surprised with my consignment last time of how well some of these multiplayer cards did, that if I were to sell them in my Facebook group, I wouldn't have asked close to that.
Yeah. I think some people are willing to spend more on cards like these because, you see some of the base superstar cards going for so much. You know what I mean? That's been kind of like one of my guiding principles. I think that the lower end Hall of Fame cards are going to be that. I think those prices will go up, not like the super high end graded stuff, but I think they'll go up because, the super high end graded stuff is just going to get harder and harder for your average Joe to pick up. So
totally.
I've been trying to scoop those up and, even get the lower graded examples graded or just to hold long term, Okay, this one's funny, man. This 1981 Don Russ. So a second year Ricky. 1981 Don Russ number 119 got the elusive near mint to mint or better.
Yep.
And on this one, I do agree with the grade. I'll pull up the eBay scan. I think the grade is right. Like, I think this could get an 8. Maybe not a 9. I have this exact card in a 9. And I'll tell you the funny story about this. Let's see. Like, this one's pretty sharp.
That's damn sharp.
Yeah. So this one I found in a box that I picked up this box off eBay over 10 years ago, or like 12 years ago, and it had a whole bunch of 1981 Don Russ Hall of Fame cards in it. and I still have like a stack of them right here. Like, and they're all super sharp. Like some guy obviously like broke a pack of these or a case of these, a box, and there's like, I had 20 Rickies in a row and then like 10 Tom Seavers, 10 Steve Garveys. And so I just sent in some of the decent ones, and $49. How does that compare to a graded example?
Yeah. Let's take a look. So, wow. All right, okay, so a PSA 8.5 on eBay sold for $50.
8.5.
An 8 average is $20, but one just ended like last week for $10.
Wow.
So VCP is a little off.
Okay.
There was one that ended in a probe scene auction, but it's not as centered as yours. A PSA 8 for $20.50.
Oh man. So like,
so you another one that you absolutely crushed. A PSA 9 is the average is $88.
Okay.
The last one that sold actually was yesterday, and it sold for $93.
Okay. So I mean, it's just crazy to me. Like, unless you think that Greg Morris is consistently undergrading, and you think that this is like a 9 all day, then it doesn't make sense to pay $49. It makes sense to buy a graded 8, right?
But in your case, like in the same conversation, it doesn't make sense for you to pay PSA or SGC $50 or $30 to get that card graded. If you're trying to sell it, this is the way.
This is the way. If you're trying to move this card in today's grading market, this is the way. And
I mean, maybe if PSA comes out with like an 80s special for $8 a card, maybe this is a good candidate for that.
Yeah.
But
who knows when we'll see that again, though, right?
Like 2024.
Yep. Shit. Yeah. So that was one that was a super surprise.
Did you buy this Jackie Smith from me?
I did. Oh my God, man!
I remember that card.
I was gonna see if you caught that. So this Jackie Smith is a super nice card. So you guys, I bought this off Brian a while back, and so let's see if you could see this better. I think you sold it to me for what, Brian? You probably sold it for what, $10 to me?
No, I'll look it up. I got it somewhere. I got it.
Are you gonna pull that up?
I am.
You're gonna make me feel bad, man.
67 Philadelphia. No, it's okay. I sold it on 8/26/2021 for $15.
Oh, 15. Okay. Well, that's good. That's a little better. But okay. So the reason I consigned this, so I was going to hold off, and I was going to grade this. I was going to grade this as well. Is this a Jackie Smith rookie? I think it is, right?
It is.
Okay. So I was going to grade it, but I don't know if you can make it out in the scan. Can you see right here where my mouse is hovering over the left image? You see that horizontal line?
Yes.
That's not a wrinkle. It's a clear indent though. So there's a little bit of like it was pinched at some point or something like that. And anyone that's graded with PSA, including both of us, PSA is just so crazy about surface, right? And so I think that the EX Mint would have been impossible. EX is something that this card certainly could have had in a graded situation. It's very nicely centered and whatnot. Looks good. And again, I didn't look at these in advance, so I have no idea how that compares to VCP.
You're going to be thrilled.
I believe it. Yeah.
So just a little bit of background. These cards came out of a single owner collection.
Okay.
And they were all so fresh. We sent the person who I bought this with and sent a few of the better stars to PSA.
Yeah.
And they got like in the 5 to 6 range.
Yep.
So I think they kind of the condition of the rest of the collection kind of matches what the Jackie Smith is. I'm sure that there were some cards in the collection that were probably better and some that were probably worse. So let's see. It sold for $46. You pretty much got the value of a PSA 6.
Wow, man. That's so crazy.
PSA 6 back in February with bids did $51.
It's just so crazy, man. I wonder if you just, the more we look at those numbers, I think it's just, guys that I think we talked about a little bit last time, probably guys that have gotten burned buying raw cards at shows or, I don't know where, in person or other places through eBay, whatnot. And I think they've gotten burned. And these are probably just guys that don't care about, or guys or gals, I should say, that don't care about grading. And they probably just want to make a really nice, a really nice raw set. I don't know, man. Or else just find a graded one. And then you don't have to worry about it being messed with anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic sale. I'm so glad that card.
Yeah. Or else I would have graded it. Yeah.
To this list. Yeah, it's wonderful.
We might see some more of yours in here too, depending on how many we look at.
That's fine.
I can't remember.
I would love you to show me all the cards you bought for me because it's fun, fun to see.
This is kind of a funny one. 2010 Cedar Rapids Kernel set. This is like an obscure Trout rookie. Have you seen these before, Brian?
I have. There are several of them.
Yeah, there's like 4 of them that they printed. And I bought these at a local place for $5 each. I bought like 2 sets of these. So I have like 8 of these. And like I said, there's like a 4-card variation. I bought them for $5 each. And this was probably like a year ago and in Southern California. So kind of surprising that you could get such a good deal on that. I mean, obviously that did really well. It's just once Greg Morris slaps this near mint to mint or better on there, it's gonna do well.
Yeah. I mean, you got north of the value of a PSA 9.
That doesn't even make sense, man.
So I mean, a PSA 10 at Heritage, this was back in 2020, at the end of 2021. Trout's hurt. It sold for $168 in the PSA 10.
Okay.
PSA 9 2 months ago, almost to the day, sold for $22.
So crazy, man. Like I wonder if these guys think that that's like a 10, if it gets that or better. Anyway.
I just looking at that scan,
yeah,
I wouldn't say that card's a 10. There was some clear like corner chipping.
The scan made it look bad. This was a really clean example. Let me see if this scan shows better. So like those two are really clean, right?
That's gorgeous.
You're right. There is some chipping there down at the bottom for sure.
I think that's like a surefire PSA 9.
Yeah, it could be. And it's centered. It's centered well. Look how young Trout is. That's crazy.
He's small too.
He looks small. Yeah, he definitely does. Let's see what else we got. Oh, this was a card I got out of a dollar box. You ready for a dollar box find?
Wow.
3rd year, Ricky, 1982 Topps number 610, the elusive near mint to mint or better. And it might be, maybe it is, but this was a dollar box find.
Wow.
And it was from that recent show. I mean, I don't know what that goes for, but still, that's crazy.
I mean, first of all, that's not a dollar box card.
Yeah,
that card shouldn't be in a dollar box.
I got it from that guy. What's his name? His name's Jean. He's this. a lot of West Coast folks know him because he's an older gentleman. He's this French guy, super reasonable guy, and like he doesn't even pay any attention to cards from the 80s. And so you could get like sharp Ricky Henderson rookies off of him for like $20. Anyways,
Oh, wow.
anyways, but yeah.
Well, it looks like you dove into the dollar box and came out with a gem, because a PSA 8 average is just under $19, and even a PSA 8.5 average is $50.
Okay. Wow. So, I mean, I think the trend here is almost exactly what we saw from your stuff, right? The sharp centered cards, especially those that are anointed with the near mint to mint or better. Those are just, those go in a different, like a different tier, it seems, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay, you want to do the drum roll for the craziest one of them all, man? So Brian knows about this, but you guys won't. So if you look at this just from this kind of crappy scan that's available here, you'd think, oh wow, you're just casually consigning a Jordan Fleer rookie, and that's not the case. So if we look at the original listing, this card in the higher resolution scan, you could see here that it has this Fleer Decade of Excellence. So in 1996, Fleer did a reprint run of this card, including a number of other Jordan cards. And so this time around, they listed it with this Fleer Decade of Excellence. The first time that they listed it, they said this, 1996 to 1997 Fleer, and then they just said set break Michael Jordan. They didn't add that Decade of Excellence language there. And I think what they did put was they put Fleer Premier. So aligning with, that emblem at the top there. And do you know what it sold for? So this is a reprint card from the 1990s, and I'm just going to go to the picture that I sent you, B.
Yeah.
It ended up selling for, okay, come on, shit. It sold for $2,900. And what is it? Okay, so it says, yeah, like I said, 96, 97 Fleer Premier set break. And so all that was missing is this Decade of Excellence was replaced with Fleer Premier, $2,900, man. And so that would have been a nice little double down on the value of my consignment. But it must have been someone who was pretty novice and or newer to the hobby and didn't know that Jordan's rookie was 86. And so anyways, they didn't pay that. Big shocker. So, once they relisted it, a reprint Jordan rookie sold for $33, which to me still feels like a win. I was expecting 50 because I think I looked and some of the graded 9s of this reprint sold for 50. I think when I looked originally. Anyways.
But what's funny is that like even like several days, because you spotted like how they listed that, and you were like, wait, like this card is going for, like, people think that this is an actual 86 Fleer Jordan.
Yep.
And people were bidding on it very clearly like it was. Even like to the end.
Yep, to the very last minute. It got 42 bids. And I dug into the bid history, and there were people on eBay that had, like thousands of positive sale feedbacks. So there were some people that were making legitimate bids that, from all outsider perspectives that look like real eBayers that are regularly buying and selling on eBay, or at least buying. But anyways, man, that it's crazy how just a few words, no matter what the scan shows, can make that difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happened. Um, that was a little interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see. I have this 59 Maz in here that
Wow.
even
Very
after
sharp.
using like the pantyhose trick, you use a pair of pantyhose, wipe off some of that, gum residue or whatnot, wax residue on the front. There was still an obvious stain on the front card under the gloss. And they gave this one still, they gave it near mint. So let's see if this scan shows it. Come on.
Yeah.
You
There
can't,
it is right there.
yeah, right there on that left edge, you can really see it. And there's like a splotch of it right there next to the ball.
Right.
Anyways, in my opinion, there's no way that would get a 7 with the way that PSA treats those kind of things. It'd probably be like the nicest 4 you've ever seen.
Right.
Anyways,
Well, are
that
you are you curious to see how you did against
yeah,
BCP?
for sure.
All right, so
Yeah.
this sold for $36.25.
Yep.
You pretty much got the value of a PSA 6, which
So crazy.
average is about $33. One sold last month in auction with bids for 32.
Yep.
So, someone traded that as an X mint card or an X to near mint card.
Just pretty crazy, but I don't know. There must just be a super strong following that Greg Morris has, man. Let's see. Anything else jump out to you here? Or else I was going to show you some of my cheapest cards. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe show some of like the ones that you were surprised they didn't do as well or disappointed
Yeah.
with the result. I think a lot of these like look good. Like
Yeah.
I think,
those are the best ones.
Yeah.
I certainly filtered by the highest ending ones.
Yeah.
Let's see. A lot of cards sold for 79 cents. This one, oh, never mind. This one, don't look at this one. This one is still active. So believe it or not, Brian, they're still listing my cards. I don't know why. And this is kind of a cool card. So shameless plug, guys. If you want Thurman Munson's best card, this is a well-centered, well-loved one. And this is
very well-centered.
It's hard to find this centered. So they listed it just as low grade and it does have a crease. So they're right about that for sure. They got that right. And it certainly is low grade, but it's, in my opinion, it's very high eye appeal for this set. Anyways, so that one's active. But some of these I thought the seller got a great deal on. Oh, I'm sorry, the buyer. I got a terrible deal on. I had some really sharp 71s, obviously not that Thurman Munson, but like that scan doesn't give it much justice. I hate how the scans look on here, but like for example, I think this one looked much better than EX Mint, but then again, it's 71. So like, in my opinion, I think this card actually is probably EX Mint. And it's well centered enough, but sold for 79 cents. And so I cleared a whopping 9 cents. Cleared 9 cents on that. So there are some deals to be had. Let's see. This is a Dave Concepcion rookie, a 71 tops. Again, a rougher grade one. But someone got a Dave Concepcion rookie for $1.25. Jack Morris rookie. $1.25.
Now, granted, that's not a high demand Hall of Fame rookie card, but it is still a Hall of Fame rookie card.
Yep. Let's see. There was one other one. Yeah, I threw in. I had some O-Pee-Chee cards that I don't know where I'd even gotten them, but surprised like that didn't make a bump at all. I think this is a B Roth purchase right here. I think this is like something I bought off you for like a few bucks, $1 or $2.
This card does not look familiar to me.
Okay, maybe not. Hold on. Let's see.
I'm surprised these Venezuelans didn't do better. Although I wouldn't call myself an expert on
They're beat
Venezuelans.
up, man.
They are pretty beat.
These are really rough ones. And I submitted any ones that didn't have writing on them for grading or whatnot. Just because the graded ones seem to do really well. Rusty Staub rookie cup card, $1.59. So, I mean, there are some deals to be had still. I thought some of these early Topps Finest cards were going to do better. They didn't. So I don't think there's as many folks watching for, I guess, 90s basketball, for whatever that's worth. Let's see if I could find any more B. Roth 6 cards here.
All right.
Oh, this one I thought was kind of a surprise. Didn't you have a Don Sutton that they gave a near mint or a near mint or near mint to near mint better?
It was a 67 near mint.
Okay, yeah. This is another Don Sutton that did pretty good. I bought this at an LCS, I think, for $5.
But look at the centering on that card for 69.
It's pretty good. It's a little
pretty good. That is great centering for a 69.
Yeah, that's a tough set for that. Let's
look
see
at those
here.
ears. Those ears on him, man.
Those ears, man. He's got some Dumbo. He's got some Dumbo in his genetics there.
Check out that Clemens.
Oh yeah. Oh, this was kind of a surprise. They gave the near mint or better on this, $23, and it's off top to bottom in my opinion. That's another card that PSA usually hammers, right? I mean,
but I've had so many of these in like random sets that I've bought and collections that just have this card in it. This card is so hard to find centered.
Yep.
I think on eBay all day they sell for like $10-15.
Yep.
If it's not a Greg Morris auction.
Yeah, and if you and I sold this on our eBay store, well, yeah, maybe we'd get half of that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Man, I don't know if I have any more purchases from your channel or your store. Let me know if you see anything that jumps out to you.
Nothing's jumping out so far.
Yeah, man, I guess I didn't have too many in here. We'll look at one more. We'll cruise one more page here.
Yeah.
Since we're already at almost 45 minutes.
That McGuire is also a pretty strong sale.
That's pretty good, right? $12.55.
Yeah. I mean, there are LCSs with this card in a dollar box.
Yeah.
I'm certain of it.
Yep.
So to get that, but also this card, again, another 85 that is very hard to find centered.
Yeah, and that one's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
One thing, this was kind of a noticeable one. I wanted to see how Greg Morris treated it. This was a PSA reject. PSA said that it didn't meet minimum size requirement. So what am I going to do with that? You know what I mean? And so maybe he shows you a little bit that Greg Morris isn't completely foolproof. For what that's worth. They have a software that measures the cards and whatnot. So they did kick back a few. Like they said that this card didn't measure correctly. They gave it a red sticker and said that it didn't measure correctly. But I don't know anyone trimming a Mickey Vernon. So maybe it is cut factory small.
Is that 40? Oh, it's a 48 Bowman. I'm sorry. I thought that was a 49. My mistake.
This one, yeah. Can't remember where I got that. This one was surprising. I didn't think there was enough border here for PSA to give this a grade. These hand cut cards are really tricky if you've ever tried grading any of those. you just get authentic like more than 50% of the time.
Yeah.
And I thought this was a little too much. You know, someone with the scissors back in the 60s went a little too crazy there. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything else that I bought off you, dude. Anyways.
There could be something in there, but
yeah,
nothing's jumping out.
Rock Reigns rookie.
Yeah.
This is so funny. When Frank Thomas, so they took that, gave it the near mint to mint or better, and it sold for $8, $8.50. I sent in like 6 of these Griffies. I think this was the only one that they took. The one that they said was near mint. Anyways. Yeah, man. So
what's next for you? Are you building your next consignment? What's the next step with you and Greg Morris?
Yeah, man. I have a ton of cards that are coming back from PSA soon. They're in the assembly and QC1 stage. So I'm going to be selling, I'm going to have some graded cards to sell. So that's probably the next thing that's going to be flying out of my store. I'm also lotting up a lot of the stuff that they rejected. I'm lotting it up and just doing, 1985 Topps Hall of Fame lot, for the ones that they didn't take. 1981 Donruss. So going to be lotting some of that stuff up, but just stoked to get those graded cards back. I don't know if I'm going to do another Greg Morris consignment. We'll see. I might at some point if grading doesn't come down drastically. I did send in a 50 card bulk sub to CSG. I know. I like the new label though, man. So
interesting.
I'm interested to see how those look or how those come back. And I've been trying to scoop up some deals that I perceive on eBay. I think those look good. Those new slabs, man. How about you?
I am prepping my next order. I started prepping my next order, I think, like right after my results started coming back in.
You did?
My first one, yeah.
Okay.
So, I think I'm actually going to send it because I'm doing a card show here in the city on Saturday, and it'll be, let's see where, so grading.
Yeah, I was going to show you. I did a reslab on. I had a Travis Kelce refractor rookie. I just want to see how that looked. That's lower grade, but I bought this Jack Tatum CSG 7.5.
That's a rookie card, I think.
Yeah,
right?
It's a rookie. I bought it for like $35 on eBay, and I was like, man, is that a nice card? How does that look, man? I like it. I think it looks good, but it's just me. So I've been trying to buy and just hold some football rookies and what Hall of Fame rookies. I think it's just so dramatically undervalued with how popular football is. But anyways.
Yeah. I would agree with you on football. I bought recently, this was like late March and early April. I bought 2 collections, and both of them had a good amount of football. So my plan is to, I already sold, some of the stuff in my Facebook group. And then I'm taking it to the show I'm doing on Saturday. And then whatever doesn't sell, I'm just going to send it all to Greg Morris and monetize it. Let them do the work for me.
Well, yeah, you go through a different amount of volume than I do, so I think that makes sense, man. I'm glad this is an option that works for you, and
yeah,
Greg Morris works for me too. I'm trying to clear out a lot of the lower end stuff, and it seems like they don't really like that so much anymore. So, anyways, man, I can't wait to see what your second one looks like through Greg Morris. That's awesome, man. You had some bangers in there, so that'll be fun. We'll have to do another one.
I know. Yeah, I'll probably send it off next week, and so when they begin checking my stuff in, I guess we'll see what what grades they assign these cards. The one card in there that I'm interested to see what they do with is that Jim Brown rookie, that PSA and SGC reject.
Nice. Yeah.
I paid $400 for the card. It's very beat up. And both PSA and SGC rejected it. They wouldn't hold it. So I don't quite know. This is like my third attempt to sell this card.
Yeah, so
something with it.
To break even, you're going to need 500, right? A Greg Morris sale of 500.
I'm probably going to take a loss on it because I had to pay a grading fee at PSA.
Oh,
I know.
God. Okay.
And I think the grading fee was about $100.
God.
Which was pretty brutal.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, I can't wait to see how that does, man. Like I showed you here in some of these results, that they were okay with some PSA rejects, although PSA, if I would have submitted that minimum size card again, they might have accepted it on the second time. You never know.
Yeah.
You never really know with them. Anyways, thanks for jumping on, man. I appreciate you just kind of reviewing these with me, and best of luck on the new ones and on the new consignment. And well, are you going to be at the National?
Absolutely.
Oh man, we're gonna have to grab a beer or something. I'll be there with the better half.
Good. What days are you going?
I'm getting in on Wednesday, and I'm staying to the end. I think I'm leaving, not leaving until Monday morning.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's practically in my backyard. So if I don't go to this one, then it's, it doesn't make sense for me to go to any others that are not in Atlantic City.
Well, sounds good, man. Well, I can't wait to meet you in person, and thanks for doing this again. We'll talk soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Papa Rossi and Brian Roth out of here. Later.
See you. Bye.